Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have some Salon empties for you guys. I have this giant box. I didn't even know was this full until I put like one large thing in and the box wouldn't close anymore. So I've been cleaning the salon, I've been consolidating some of my nail art things, I've been decluttering a few products that I'm not using. So it's a little bit of all of that going on in this box. So I thought I'd go through some of these items with you. For those of you who are interested in these types of empties, I know these videos aren't as popular as my home empties videos, but there are some people who like to see what I'm using up in the salon. So let's dive in. So the culprit that really filled up the box was the C&D Awfully Fast. So this is their remover. It removes the shellac. I also use this as a polish remover. I used to keep polish remover, acetone, alcohol, scrub fresh, Awfully Fast. I used to have all these pumps full of things, so I'm just using this for polish remover now because it works better than just a plain polish remover, and it's like one less bottle of things to keep on hand. So I used up a bottle of this and I have since repurchased it. I do like to use this as opposed to just pure acetone. I know a lot of people remove the shellac or the soak-off gel products with pure acetone. I do like to use the C&D Awfully Fast. I find it to be much more gentle while still being effective. It doesn't turn the finger all white and nasty looking. So I have repurchased that already. And this is my empty pump bottle that I had obviously remover in. It says remover on it. So I've kind of eliminated that product out of my working stock because it just wasn't necessary, and it's one more thing to store and I don't have a lot of storage here, so that can go. I went through another box of the Babe Lash eye pads. Now this is a different type than what I normally buy, and I did not like these at all. I was under the impression that these were the new iPads, and when I went in the last time to repurchase, they had the old ones again. So I was so happy. I just find they fit the eyes better. These ones were very like long and flat, where the ones that I'm used to have a little bit more of a curve to them. I just prefer those. It may just be that I don't like change, but anyways, I won't be repurchasing these. I will go back to the original ones that I was using. There's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of little things. Of course, I went through a couple of packages of the medium arbor bands. That's what I use on my e-file. I'm trying to bring it over here without knocking everything off of my table. So I went through a couple of packages of those. I just use the medium. I use those just to take the length of the nail down and remove like the color coat, and then I go in and hand file the rest. That's my preference. So I did go through some of those, and I have obviously repurchase them. I buy those through Maritime Beauty, and they come in packs of 100. I think they're around $16, so not too bad, and I can pick them up locally. I have been trying to purchase less online and more in store whenever possible. I'm trying to be more and more aware of my carbon footprint in terms of ordering things that come in boxes, come with packaging, when I can go into the store locally and bring my reusable bag and, you know, just do my part in that way. So I had always purchased most of my products through Maritime Beauty, but I am going to try to make more of a conscious effort to purchase whatever I can locally for that reason, because I feel like I have a lot of things coming. For a period of time, I felt like I had a lot of things coming in boxes, a lot of things coming in like bubble mailers, you know, and it's just more things to try and recycle where I can go in to my local beauty supplier and pick things up myself. It's just a matter of taking the time to do it. Got off on a little tangent there. I used up the Spa Ritual nail lacquer thinner. So this is a polish remover. I've used this one, I've used the OPI one. They all work the same. They all don't do a great job. This will really just get you by to finish that set that you're working on. So say somebody came in for a pedicure, they picked a color that I haven't used in a while. I noticed that it's a little bit thick. I'll put a couple of drops of the nail lacquer thinner in the polish, and shake it up and use it for that set, and then I usually turf it after that. If it's had to be thinned out once, it'll have to be thinned out every time, and at a certain point it sort of messes with the integrity of the formula. So obviously I will repurchase something like this. It probably won't be Spa Ritual because I do have to order that out of Quebec. I'll probably pick up the OPI one the next time just because I can pick that up locally and it's not something I use a lot of. I have many jars of Brisa gel containers. So I went through 2 of the big jars of the clear C&D Brisa gel. This is my main gel that I use on clients. I always have a few of these in every Empties video. I also went through a small jar of the warm pink. I just pick up the pink in the small jars because I don't have a lot of clients doing French anymore. I generally just use clear on everybody. If they are doing French, it's nice to have a pink base, and then I apply the white and the clear over top. I do like the warm pink. The cool pink is a little bit too like bubblegum pink. I like the neutral as well, but I oftentimes can't get it, so I do get the warm one most often, and it's a little bit more of like a peachy tone, which seems to work for most skin tones. And then this is, everything is covered in glitter. I'll explain that in a minute. This was the Brisa Light. So this was a temporary gel system. That's not what I want to say. This was a soak-off gel system that C&D had come out with a few years ago. It was meant to be, for example, if you came in for a shellac manicure and you had one nail that had a little split in it or something like that, you could apply a coat of this gel and then the shellac over top and then soak the whole thing off when they came in for their next set. They have since discontinued this line. This was my last jar. There is a teensy bit still in there, but I believe it would be long since expired. So in the process of cleaning out some of these drawers beside me, I did come across this and decide that I was just going to get rid of it. I'm also decluttering the OPI Microbond UV Cure top coat. This is something that I used to use a lot years past. So this was something that I would use, for example, on somebody who came in for a pedicure. Maybe they were going down south. I'd put a coat of this on as their top coat and cure it over just regular polish. Nowadays, most people will just do a soak-off gel pedicure further down south trips, things like that. So I don't really have any use for this anymore. It's like 3/4 of the way full, but again, I've had it for so long, I'm sure that it's not performing as well as it would have at one time, so I'm just decluttering it out of my collection. I have lots of top coats. I also had a couple of polishes that needed to be decluttered, so this is the OPI Ridge Filler. I use ridge filling base coat on all of my pedicure clients because the toenails tend to have a little bit more texture. It kind of gives a little bit of an opaque base for the polish to sit on, which I think is really nice on the toes. Makes the colors, the polish colors, a little bit more true to color. So I had been using the OPI one. This one is just, I've had it for so long it started to get thick. I don't need to be sitting here struggling with thick base coat, so I am decluttering that. I have since purchased the C&D Ridge FX, so this is their version of a ridge filling top coat. I personally find absolutely no difference between the two. This one was new. I thought I'd give it a try. I'm liking it just fine, so I'm using that currently on my pedicure clients. And I'm also decluttering, did I replace this? Yes, I did. I'm also decluttering my C&D Vinyl Luxe in Cream Puff. This is just their white. This is the color that I would use to do a French. It's also obviously a white, so I would use it a lot for nail art, things like that, though I don't do a lot of nail art with just polish. I had a client in a few weeks ago and she got French on her toes and I noticed that this was quite thick, so I think I had used the last of this in here to get through that set, and I have since repurchased this, a fresh bottle. I went through the C&D Vinyl Luxe top coat. This is the top coat that goes with this polish line. There's probably a little bit left in the bottom of this, but again, it's gotten thick towards the bottom, so I am getting rid of that. I have repurchased a Vinyl Luxe top coat, but this time I got the gel-like effect top coat. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit more durable, and I'm really liking that for clients for toes, so I'm gonna stick with this for now, and I'll let you guys know in a future video if this one gets thick faster because it is a thicker formula. But for now, I'm really liking it and clients seem to be liking it. I have a few clients who have actually asked me to pick this up for them to use at home. So we're all really liking the new gel-like effect top coat from Vinyl Luxe. I went through a couple of bottles of my Artistic Glossing Gel top coat. This is my main top coat that I use on most of my gel clients. Old packaging, new packaging. So I have gone through 2 of those, and I have obviously repurchased another one. I'm really liking that for a top coat. I'm finding it very cost effective compared to the shellac top coat, which had been my main top coat that I was using on clients. I am still using the shellac top coat on my soak off clients because I don't find that this soaks off very well, but I do like this for my gel clients. It's a little bit of a thinner consistency, and it's it's a lot more affordable when you go through as much top coat as I do. Keeping on the top coat train, I did go through the C&D Shellac Express 5 top coat. This is the one that I use on my shellac soak off clients. I find this soaks off the easiest, whereas this one you have to give it a little file first. This one you don't, you just wrap it in foils with the remover and it comes off in 5 minutes, which is great. I used up completely the color Privileged in the Artistic Color Gloss line. Oh, right there. It's like a purple with a glitter through it. It was so pretty. I actually had one client who's been coming to me for years, and this is the color she would get every single time. So she's very sad that it's gone because I couldn't replace it. I do believe it was either a holiday color or out of a temporary collection. Anyways, I couldn't find it to repurchase it, so I'm experimenting with other purples to see if I can find a combination to sort of match what she had prior. And then I used up a bottle of C&D Shellac Magenta Mischief. I'm sure that I've had this in previous empties. This is a very popular color, especially for people going down south on the toes, on the fingers. Same with this. This is Shellac Tropics. This is one of my favorite corals in the shellac line. Love this one so much. It's one of my personal favorites, and I have repurchased both of these. This is glue, and I don't want it. So this is something else that I'm trying to pull my sleeve down. This is something else that I'm decluttering out of my working stock. I use a lot of transfer foil on clients. That's one of my most popular sort of nail art items. And whenever I order transfer foil, it always comes with a bottle of this glue. I never use the glue. I always use just the tacky layer of the gel polishes. When they come out of the lamp, there's the tacky layer. I just stick the foil in that. I don't find that this even works, even if you wanted to use it that way. So I am going to get rid of that. I don't have any use for it. It's just taking up space. I used up a bottle of my favorite nail glue. This is the OPI nail adhesive. It's the red and white bottle. Love this one so much. I just opened a fresh one yesterday, so I always make sure I have at least one of these on hand. Now that I've opened my backup, I'll make sure I pick up a backup when I'm at Maritime on the weekend. I just found another empty bag for the Arbor Band. So I guess I went through 3 packs of those since my last empties video. It's been a hot second since I did one of these Salon empties videos. Oh look, there's more nail stuff under here. I was trying to go like in categories. I also went through a bottle of the Shellac Hot Chilies. Hopefully that's in focus. It's sort of a pinky reddish coral. It's a really interesting shade. Very popular. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. This is one that has been around for a long time. I did already have a backup of that when I used it up, so I have sort of moved that to my rack there. I also went through a bottle of the C&D Breeza Bond. So this is the bonder for the Breeza gel system that I use. Some of these items I know are repeats because I use a lot of the same products all the time, but I did want to do this video since I had some items that I don't think I've ever had in a Salon Empties video. I went through a package of the Toesies. These are the individual toe separators. I like these for pedicures because oftentimes you only need to separate a couple of toes, not all of them. So I have repurchased these already. It was time for some new clippers. So I always have 4 or 5 sets of all of my implements so that I don't have to wash and sanitize implements in between every client. I just don't have that kind of time set aside in between each client. So I had 5 sets of toenail clippers, and I've replaced them with 5 new sets of toenail clippers. They were either getting dull or they were starting to rust a little bit from being in the Sani tray. So as soon as I see something like that starting up, I just get rid of them and I replace. They're not expensive. I don't buy the expensive ones because I have to replace them so frequently, but I like the sort of straight style ones, so I've been using those for a long time. I really like them, and they're inexpensive, like I say, to replace, so no need to be using implements that are not sharp anymore. I went through a bottle of the Star Nail International Cuticle Oil. I'm really liking this. I had been using the Spa Ritual Cutie Cocktail for many, many years. Again, that's something that I have to order out of province, and especially if that's all that I need, that's a lot of packaging and a lot of shipping for like one item. So I had tried this one from Maritime Beauty and the price was really affordable, and I like that it comes with a dropper because I'm not cross-contaminating with a brush in between every client. I thought I would give this one a try. The price was right. It has the dropper that I like, very sanitary. This was the cranberry scent, I believe. And this time I purchased the peach vanilla, and I'm really liking them. It's a nice big bottle, and it's got a flat side here, so when it gets low, you can actually set it on your table like this, which is really cool. So I'm really liking that. I'm gonna stick with that for now. I have a bunch of empty bags from the tips that I use. So the tips that I use, I actually buy on eBay. I like the clear tips. So this is my package of tips. I like the clear ones the best, and I order them in packs of 500 on eBay. And they come like this. So this would have been the size 9. So they come in the individual sizes, and I really like that. Even though you're always using the same like 4 or 5 sizes over and over, it's still so much more affordable than buying the whole set at my local beauty supplier. There it's like $50 for a set of, like a complete set of tips, where this is like 10, much more affordable, and I find the quality to be the same. So I've been doing that for many, many years. So when I go on, I just search clear tips 500, I buy them in sets of 500, and I look for the ones that have like a full half well. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I don't know if you can see, like the well is here. I like that the best. I find that gives nice coverage to the nail. They stay on really well, and it just works for me. I'm a tip girl. I know I should get more into forms, but I like tips. I've been doing it that way for so long. Something else that I'm decluttering is this brush. Look at that brush. There's no saving that. So we're getting rid of that. I was clearing out, like I say, these drawers beside me, and I think this was like shoved in like this. Anyways, I have numerous brushes like this, so it's no loss to me. I'm getting rid of this stamper because it's trash. I really like the Born Pretty Clear Jelly stamper. It looks like this. I like that so much, and I have a couple of those, so I don't have any use for this, and it never really worked that well to start with. So I've got a couple of mascaras that I'm getting rid of out of my open stock of makeup that I use for makeup applications. These were the TG ones. I had the brown and the black. This was the Eyes Love It mascara, which I think was their lengthening formula. These are just dried out. I've had them for ages. I haven't even used them on clients in probably over a year. They've just been sitting in a basket in my cabinet that I'm gesturing to over there. So it's time to just declutter them, get rid of those. I do have others in my kit that I use on clients. I did do a video called What's in My Professional Makeup Kit. If you're interested in that, I will link that in the description box below. And then I have just copious amounts of empty essential oil bottles. I don't know why I have these. I have a thing where I hoard empty containers of things, thinking that I'll use them for something. So I have all of these empty essential oil bottles, and they all had like just the teensiest bit in the bottom, so I've since used them up in my diffuser here completely, like took the stopper out of them and really used them up. So it's time to stop hoarding empty jars of things. I'll just run through quickly what's in here that I went through. I used up a bottle of the Wild Orange. I used up a bottle of the Citrus Bliss, which is my favorite. I have a peppermint here that I used up, 2 lavenders, one big, one small, a cedarwood, a small bottle of frankincense, the Smart and Sassy, I used that up in the diffuser as well. I had a lot of like open ones that I wanted to use up because I'm trying to streamline my essential oil collection as I'm sort of getting out of the doTERRA products. So a lot of these were like almost gone, and I've just finally used them up and taken them out of my big carrying case. Used up a bottle of the Serenity, Deep Blue, a small bottle of lemon, a small bottle of the On Guard, and a small bottle of the Zengest. So those are all oils that are gone out of my collection. A few of them I have repurchased. I repurchased the lavender, the peppermint, the Citrus Bliss, the orange, frankincense, Serenity. I didn't repurchase like the Deep Blue because I have the rub. The Smart and Sassy, I didn't repurchase that one either. I'm trying to create a little bit more of a curated essential oil collection where I don't have so many blends. I have more of a basic collection because I had this huge carrying case. It was much too large. I was schlepping it back and forth to work every day, and I just don't want to do that anymore. It's too much work. It's too much to carry. I already have laundry to bring back and forth, supplies, my lunch, my shoes. I'm like the bag lady coming in here in the morning. They all make fun of me in this building. They're like, oh, do you need a hand with one of your mini bags? So I'm just keeping a few essential oils. I'm pointing over here because I have a bookshelf where my diffuser is. So I have like 3 up there, and I'm keeping the rest at home, and I'll just swap them out as needed. I thought somebody was coming in here, and then I started feeling really weird about myself. And then I have all of these little empty jars. So my dear friend Nancy at Be Honest Aesthetics gave me like 9 little bins of nail art stuff. Like this. So she gave me so many things, and I'm still in the process of going through some of it. I have some things set aside for my friend Cheyenne that I think she'll use, some doubles of things that I think she'd like, and then there was a lot of glitter. So for an entire week in between every client, I would sit on the floor over here beside my nail table and go through the bins, trying to determine what was doubles, what were things that I would use, what things are what was chrome, what was glitter, what was, decals, what was gems. Like there was just so much to go through. And one thing that I did find, there was a lot of these little containers with glitter in them. And so I have these glitters behind me that I have picked up at Michael's over the years, and a lot of the ones that were in these little containers were exactly the colors of some of these ones behind me. So what I did was, for example, there was at least 2 containers of black, so I emptied these containers into my black glitter container that's larger, just so that I don't have like all of these separate things when they could all be consolidated into one jar over there, if that makes sense. So all of those are gonna go. I started like washing them out like I was gonna keep them and use them for something. I hoard containers. I don't know why. And then I was like, no, Jamie, no, you're not doing that. Get rid of them. Because I have many, many more in those containers down there with stuff in them. So those are all gonna go in the garbage. I don't have any use for them. I tried to clean them out and I couldn't get the glitter out of them. There was just glitter everywhere, and I was like, okay, move on with your life, Jamie. So those are all gonna go. I will at some point when I'm finished going through all of that stuff, maybe do a little like nail art supply tour. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that, what I've got on hand for nail art, the things that I keep on hand, some things that I'm playing with, stuff like that. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. But for now, that's all that's in my box. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. A little bit of a change of pace from all of the makeup content that I've been posting lately. I wanted to switch it up a little bit and do something salon related. So I hope you guys like this. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.